Road to VR, and we're here at E3 2016, now at the StarBreeze booth, checking out the updated version of the StarVR headset. And I have with me here the CTO of StarBreeze to tell us all about it. So the last time that we saw this was actually last year at E3, when it debuted first.
Yes.
And now we have a very different looking device. Can you give me kind of an overview of what's different between the original headset and what we have here?
Yeah, so we have been intensively working on casing of the headset and also the comfort of the headset itself, so we could make sure that we could pass a lot of people inside. So that's where we've been focusing. Also, we have been working on our optics and positioning and everything, so we get even better screen, and we improved also most of our demo, getting new techniques for rendering and everything. So we are moving forward. The version you have here is an intermediate reference design prototype. We just recently announced that we will partnership with Acer actually for manufacturing the headset. So we are also entering this phase of the project where we will go from a reference design to a real product.
And so the headset that we saw last year was optically tracked. It had markers all over it, and it had a more substantial mounting system on the head. This one, of course, has no codes and has flexible straps. Can you talk about why were those changes made?
Well, the flexible strap, we realized that it's much easier to adapt to every head. It's much faster to put in and out also. So that's actually a very good solution for passing a lot of people on it. That works very well. In terms of the fiducial marker solution we were having last year, it was a good solution for prototyping for us because we could change the casing very easily with that. But just reprint and put marker, and then you're in business and you could try. Obviously, I mean, there is a lot of problem with this kind of tracking because you have a light influence, it's not easy to set up, and so it's not a long-term solution. So now we switch to other type of tracking. We have been evaluating different kind of, and we are developing our own tracking solution now internally that we will announce later, that will permit us to be room scale, but also maybe larger.
Okay. And so in the demo that I saw today, how is this prototype currently tracking?
Today we use a magnetic tracking system actually from 6 Sense to track the thing. So we have been trying this angle too. It works pretty well. So yeah.
And have you settled on the particular approach, whether it be magnetic or optical, that you want to do for the final version?
Yeah, we make our choice. It's none of those one, and I will discuss that later. But yeah, we are working on a solution that's sub-millimeter, and also, as I said, that could go larger than the room scale.
And so will that be a unique solution compared to what's out there so far from companies like Oculus and HTC?
Yeah, it will be totally different.
Very cool. We'll be looking forward to hearing more about that. And so we talked about the mount system being less rigid, but the headset's also lighter now.
Yes.
Can you tell us how much lighter the headset is compared to the old version?
I think we reduced 100 grams, so we are around 380 something, and we are still working on it because we are going to deport the electronic on a belt. So that will be, I hope to have something like a very good baseball cap kind of weight. So because it's really important that people don't really feel it and have a really good experience. Again, we try to build the IMAX of VR, so it needs to be premium on every sense, including the weight. So I think we did a really good job on the weight actually.
It's definitely lighter, and it does look a little bit smaller. Did you bring the size down as well?
I don't know if it's smaller. I mean, the angle are a little bit different, so it feels smaller, but I think overall it's probably very close to the before size.
Is the angle more extreme or less extreme than what we saw before?
I think it's a little bit more extreme, but not very much. Yeah.
And so you guys are using obviously a pretty intense lens setup because you need to be able to get the wide field of view, the 210-degree field of view. Has much changed in the lens design?
No, the lens design is basically almost the same. Of course, we get them better and better by doing test and benchmark on it, and we are still working on our version 2, but it's still the very own design. I mean, it's a very complex exercise we did on the lens, and we managed to get it working, so now we just utilize it at the maximum. Yeah, we will have other versions for sure coming on, especially depending on how the panel evolve on the screen manufacturer side,
Yeah, speaking of the screens, are these the same panels that you were using before?
Yeah, for the one you test today, it's the same panel. Obviously, we are working on low persistence, and we will have that ready pretty soon. So we know we need to go there, so there is no question. It's delayed because the screens that we really want didn't exist a year and a half ago. So, and it still exists. They still start to show up,
And on this prototype, there is currently no IPD or focus adjustment, but you're planning to change that for the final version?
Definitely. So we will have mechanical adjustment and we will have eye tracking also for auto IPD. You need to know that we already have prototype we made with Toby.
So when you say eye tracking, you mean you're going to, when the user puts on the headset, you're going to measure the width.
We are going to measure with a quick exercise your IPD and adjust the distortion. We are also going to use the eye tracking to optimize the rendering by using forward rendering. All that is already developed internally and we are intensively testing it. We will also use it for presence. Because I think it's very important in a CG environment or a game that when you look at a character, I give you just a sample. If I look, when I talk to you, I look at you, and that provides emotion. If I was looking in an empty, then you say, "What is this guy saying? He's not really talking," and you lost connection and you lost immersion. So you're really working. I also think we will be able to, because my goal or the company goal for StarVR is really to go to a headset that is premium, of course, but also close to zero motion sickness, and the eye tracking is going to help that.
And so you're going to be building in eye tracking, and will that be the Toby solution?
It's a Toby solution nowadays, yeah. We were pretty happy about that.
Awesome. And so you recently announced partnership with IMAX, and kind of the messaging that we're hearing is that the headset is more focused toward the commercial end of things as opposed to consumer.
Yeah.
Do I understand that correctly? That this is going to be more of a headset that people would find outside of their homes?
Yeah, it's a headset you will find outside of the home or in enterprise. So obviously we will serve IMAX VR Center primarily, which is actually a rebrand of our Starcade. And working with IMAX is a really big deal for us. It's a good brand. IMAX means something to people. It's quality, so I think we have the headset for that. And we are also building content together in different folds, gaming, but also interactive movie or movie.
And if I understand the value proposition for an out-of-home headset is, yes, it's more expensive, but the quality is potentially better. If users happen to want it in their home, is that going to be something that you're going to offer? You're going to offer it as a product?
Well, the problem is that you will probably be able to buy the headset as an enterprise or something like that. Then if you use it at home, the problem is how do you access the content, because our content is going to be exclusive for the location-based entertainment, or it will be professional application. So that's going to limit your usage at home, actually, for sure, yeah.
And do you see a future where potentially future iterations of the headset are, as costs come down, targeted toward the in-home use, or is your play pretty firmly in the out-of-home space?
For the moment, we play pretty firmly in a location-based and enterprise market. We have no schedule or plan for going at home at all nowadays.
Very good. And I wanted to jump back to the tracking real quick, because you mentioned the solution that you're hoping to integrate into the final headset is not going to be similar to what's out there right now. You also said it would be, you're aiming for hopefully room scale. Can I ask, is it an inside-out tracking or an outside-in tracking?
It's an outside-in tracking solution. Yeah.
So it will be a setup similar to what else is out there now?
Yeah, but we hope to make it much simpler and different and larger and more powerful in distance. Yeah.
And so I know that this is enterprise focused, but are you giving it a price point that's going to be out there, or that's going to be something that's discussed on a case by case?
We don't know. We just start working with Acer, so when we know, we will say it. But for the moment, I don't know.
And when do you anticipate people will, the general public will be able to first come and pay for an experience to get their head in here and see what you guys are doing?
So that's going to happen pretty soon. It's going to happen in 2016. The first one will be in Los Angeles, and we'd like to call it a pilot center. And then we will probably try to open 6 this year and then increase from there. So it's very soon.
Very good. And so that's the IMAX Center, correct? Yes. And so what's that going to be like when I come to the IMAX Center? What am I going to see and experience?
So you should imagine that like a movie theater's place where you go. So you have a lobby, you choose the experience you want to play with, and then from the lobby you will go inside the arena and have an agnostic pod that will let you play different experience. And then you could stop, go back, take a new one, choose a new one, pick up and go back if you want.
And people, of course, associate IMAX with films. Is it going to be only video content?
No, it's going to be gaming content, interactive movie, and probably movie also for a more peaceful experience. So we could have a large range of people enjoying our centers.
And you're relating it to a movie theater. Do you feel like there's a similar cost for the user there in terms of kind of cost per minute of entertainment?
I will say it's similar models. I don't know about the cost. That's why we have a pilot center. We want to understand what that means.
And so, of course, Oculus and HTC have their motion-tracked controllers out there, which are a big increase in the kind of interactivity and immersion for a VR experience. Here we saw with the Walking Dead experience the shotgun you'd been using before, but that's still a bit of a hack together for now. Are you guys planning on launching your own motion-tracked devices, or is it just going to be whatever peripheral fits, you'll slap some sort of tracking on it?
So we will swap the tracking on different kind of props for the best experience, because I think it's really nice to have a gun when you play the gun. I mean, it helps the immersion, but of course we will have our own haptics controller actually to be used, especially if you go to B2B market, you need to be ready with that. So we will have both kind of experience.
Very good. Well, that is awesome. We'll be looking forward to the experience launching in LA. You said by the end of 2016?
I don't have exactly a date, but very soon, and it's easier.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
It was a pleasure.